Average Pat's Movie Reviews.
Hi everyone, Average Pat here to chat today about the movie Annihilation. The movie came out in 2019, and I watched it on Amazon Prime Video. Film stars, and I'm going to read just a bunch of the people here, not the whole cast. Natalie Portman, Benedict Wong, Sonoya Mizuno, David Ghazi, Oscar Isaac, John Schwab, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson, Josh Danford. It's a wide variety of known and unknown actors and actresses. Some very well known for their roles. Some may not be as familiar. I personally don't know a few of them, but doesn't mean in any way, shape, or form disrespect towards them. The film is directed by Alex Garland. The cinematography was done by Rob Hardy, and it's based on a book by Jeff Vandermeer, excuse me. I have not read the book. Usually I try to read the book ahead of time if I'm going to do a movie that I know there's a story that it's based on. This one, however, I took a spit in the wind and decided to go with it, trying to find new movies to review on Amazon and Netflix, and this looked to be an interesting one. The premise of the movie is there's a military investigation of an incident going on. I guess investigation would be the best way to describe it. Natalie Portman is married to Oscar Isaac in the movie, and he is part of the military. He's away on some sort of mission of some sort of training, comes back, and is not quite right. Something doesn't feel right. Something's not healthy on him. She takes him to the hospital, finds out that he's got a whole bunch of things going wrong with his body. His systems are failing. He's in a world of trouble health-wise. Natalie's character, Lena, is former military. She is a botanist. She understands biology and stuff along those lines. She decides to go figure out what's going on, spends time over at the hospital, and is approached by Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, Dr. Ventress, who reveals the existence of a thing that the military is calling the Shimmer. It's a isolated area that's slowly expanding, that is a visually distorted area with no radio signals coming in or out, no communication from inside, nothing coming out from the inside. The military is not quite sure what to make of it. They send in crews and teams. Supposedly Oscar Isaac's character, I believe his name, let's see what his name was, Kane, sorry. Kane was part of a group that went in there, and nobody returned at all except for him. And nobody understood how he came back, or why he came back, or when he came back. He suddenly showed up. Nobody understood exactly what happened. So they isolate everybody and try to start going through the whole story. They isolate Lena and start trying to interrogate her as to exactly what happened. So the interrogation's done by B.D. Wong's character, Lomax. The thing that gets me about this movie is the way the presentation of it is that there's some biological unknown going on, some kind of something unknown, and they're sending in soldiers of the military, not in full hazmat suits, not in full protective gear, just a backpack and a gun. Say, go ahead, have fun, figure out what it is. Obviously, that would never happen in reality. They would have them in complete isolated hazmat suits with air packs and SCBA, and there would be a whole lot of confusion as to exactly how to go about it properly. But those would be the first steps to do, to analyze exactly what it was, to send in some sort of robotic probe to find out what it was. Have it go in 10 feet, come back 10 feet. Something along those lines where nobody's being harmed or put directly in harm's way. Excuse me. So besides that obvious glaring difference of reality, the whole idea of sending people in to find out what's going on makes some sense, but again, not the way they go about doing it. Since Oscar Isaac's team was missing, and all the people that were inside this area near a lighthouse where this anomaly first occurred, the idea is for somebody to get to the lighthouse and figure out what the hell's going on. What happened? What caused this? What is the effect of it? What is this shimmery area? What is it made of? What is it causing everything falling apart for what happened to all the people inside. Are they still there? Have they answered anything? Have they made contact? There's a million questions that want to be answered, and they send in 5 people with no protective gear. Just guns. It's just outrageous. In the process, Rob Hardy with the cinematography does his best to try to keep it suspenseful. There's a lot of night vision shots and noises in the dark, and it really does not accomplish anything exceptional, unfortunately. It's crack, oh no, something stepped on the tree branch. What was that? Let's go look. Oh look, a whole entire chain link fence is gone and nobody heard the chain fence rattle. A whole big section's got a big hole burned in it, but nobody heard any noise. Things like that, just little continuity issues like that kind of got to me. Was the hole there beforehand? Did they really look at the the surroundings where they were before the night vision shots? Questions that just shouldn't be unanswered are unanswered. Overall, the premise of the movie of, is it possibly another contact? Is it possibly a rogue group of people? Is it, a million different questions, and yet it never really gives a straight answer. You don't know what happened or why it happened or what the point of it even happening was. It doesn't really explain itself very well in that aspect, which is frustrating. The fact that you can't say definitively, this is point A, this is point B, here's the third act, point C happens, everything's honky-dory. You don't get that opportunity. You don't really understand exactly what happened and why it happened. There's a flash of a twist at the ending. Saw it coming a mile away. Really didn't get me excited for it. I was like, yeah, okay, we knew that was going to happen. Yay. Unfortunately, for the idea of what sounded interesting, the movie was a letdown for me. This is going to be one of my lowest rated movies. I will give this one a 1.5. The visual effects of the shimmer area were pretty neat. The team up of Tessa Thompson, Gina Rodriguez, Jason Leigh, and Natalie Portman had a good core group. They had a little bit of a rapport going, and then it went to hell quickly. But the individual power of those individual actors showed up quite well on display when they needed to. So the acting was decent. The story just left so much desired to be there, and it never really recovered from just disappointing everything. 1.5 out of 5 is my rate. If you're desperate for something to watch that's not quite your typical, by all means, please enjoy it. I'm not saying it's a horrible movie. It just, I think you'll see the similarities, and the conclusions that I came to are not very far-fetched. They're just unfortunate, obvious ones that somebody has to say. If you want to make sure you're getting your worth out of it, if you have Amazon Prime, it's worth it. I mean, it doesn't cost anything extra. You might as well enjoy a good movie like this. Flick that you find for inclusion in the price of the Prime services. Why not enjoy it? If you appreciate this review or any of my reviews, please make sure to like them on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Click that little notification bell on YouTube so that way you know when I post new reviews. Going to be doing the best I can to post more reviews. Like I said, with the schools being closed, the movie theaters being closed, and pretty much everything on standby and in quarantine, it's a little bit more difficult, but I'll do the best I can. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe. Stay away from everybody. Wash your hands. And we'll get through all this stuff. Have a great night, guys. Thanks.